What's up guys? So I wanted to have a bit of a chat about these string silencer monkey tails. So you can get these on eBay, Amazon. They're about 8 quid for 4. I've been shooting these for just over a year. Of the 8 I originally bought, this is my last remaining one, so I thought I'd do a bit of a video explaining what I've learned to save people some hassle and pain. Yeah, I've been shooting these for a year. This is my last of 2 packs that I bought. I'll go through the pros and the cons, and then just some advice on putting them on. The pros, they are good. They do reduce vibration, they do reduce sound, they make the bow nicer to shoot, and they make it noticeably quieter. Even just running 1, which is what I'm forced to do now. But 2 sort of optimal. Sort of one on either of your cables or the upper and lower of your bowstring. So cons, they are good. I do think they're worth doing. I don't think the cons outweigh the pros of having them, and I probably will buy more. But firstly, really hard to put on. Of the 8 I've had, I've probably ruined 3 or 4 just from the struggle of trying to get them on. It took me a while, and I've now figured out a method that I'll show you later on, but their advice for putting them on is just to loop the tail around the bowstring, and through this loop you've got a little notch in there, and your bowstring sits in between the notch and then the start of the tail, and just pull and they'll just slip on. This is not the case. You have to pull really quite hard, and a lot of the force is going through the monkey tail, not through the body of this, so you will snap if you're putting them on. Maybe I've just got oafish gorilla hands, but you will snap a few putting them on if you do it that way. Worth keeping in mind. So yeah, they're not ideal to put on, but once they are on, they do work. They will cost you some FPS, so they will slow your bowstring down. You might lose sort of 5 or 10 feet per second off your arrow, depending on the poundage you bow. Another one, they wear quickly. So, to be fair, this one has lasted quite a while, and I think it depends on where on the bow it is. If you've got it on your cables, they'll last a lot longer. If they're on your bowstring, they're subjected to quite a lot of force, and depending how much you shoot as well. What I found is the constant strain of them going from 0 to 100 and being yanked back, you will get wear around here, and then they'll just shear off essentially, and you'll lose the tail from your monkey tail. They're not very expensive, so it's not a huge problem, but it's just something I would point out as some of the other sort of string silencers and stuff that you get. They won't wear out or snap in half at all. One is sort of a debatable point. They are quite spendy for what they are. To say it's a tiny piece of rubber, there are ways around it of making something that does the same job for a lot less money. That's about it for cons. My overall opinion, worth doing for like a one-off expense, and if you can put them on without breaking any, they are worth doing if you're not too bothered about sacrificing FPS. I didn't find they made any difference to accuracy at all, but I wasn't shooting ridiculous ranges, so that may be open to some further testing. Right, I'll show you my recommended way of getting them on. Okay, so putting these guys on, bit of a faff. So what you're told to do is you take this, you put that around the bit of string you want to put it on, you put the tail through the little hole, pull it like that, and then you just essentially apply pressure until it pops into place. Most of the time you end up just snapping that tail, and then you can't put it on at all. I found the better method was to get it to a position where it's almost in, so you've got a lot of force on there, and then take a tiny little screwdriver or an Allen key, slide that in, almost like a tire lever, and lever that in and over, and then you're on. So a cheaper method of getting what would be close to the same result, I found almost by accident, was I'd snapped a load of peep sight tube, so I went and bought some more rubber tubing off the internet. It was like 17p a metre or something, something like that. This is a similar sort of compound of rubber to what you get on the monkey tail anyway. And what I started doing with the bow is snip off, ½ inch of this or so round the bowstring, and then tape it on. You can just about see I've got one there by the cam, and then another one there by the attachment for my rest. Worked better on the cables than it did on the actual string. On the string it made it quieter, but you could feel a little bit more vibration through that. I did experiment with different lengths and different amounts of them on there, but for cables it is a good way to reduce vibration. So just buy some cheap rubber tubing, snip off ½ inch, ¼ inch, and put it on and just tape it on. Anyway guys, I hope that was helpful. As a bit of a roundup, they are worth getting if you want to make your bow quieter. They will cost you a bit of speed, they are a hassle to put on, but the result is a definite sort of reduced in noise and vibration.